In the previous lesson, we worked with railings and we created different types of balusters and parts of railings, different type. And also we worked with the array in the Blender interface, and also in the BONSAI BIM tools, we found a similar array tool. So we continue to enrich our architecture here with the secondary elements, again, like non-structural part. For example, again, windows and stairs and railings, etc., etc. So we created like some different pieces, and we assembly like a composition together in order to have that type of railing. And then we can still add, remove, change different components, especially when we have like more complex objects that are the result of other pieces assembly together. So this one here is the handrail that I can like remove or position depending on my ideas. And so we will continue in this video with again kind of secondary things, for example, uh, furniture and things like that. And another thing I want to show you here is that the spiral stair disappear. And if that happens, it doesn't mean it's not in the project. Could be in the project, but perhaps it was not saved in the position. So what I'm doing here is going into the stair, and here in the outliner, if you go at the bottom, you will find a folder called the IFC type product. Now this is supposed to be like the container or every piece that you used in the project. So you can see the spiral stair is right there. So this is one way I can retrieve it. I can find it in this list in the outliner, and then when I select it, if it's not visible in the stair, there you go. I can go back now in the stair tool here on the left side, and let me see what it is. There you go. And deselect now, and well, it's not there yet. You can see it. So I'm going to use this multi-object tool, select the spiral stair, and there you go. So sometimes you'll find it not in the specific tools, but in the more generic multi-object tool, because maybe is something like user defined or customized. So if you don't find it, in the proper spot, you may want to see this location right here. So multi-object, and also in the IFC type product, there is everything you uploaded. And so what I'm going to show you here is also how you can use libraries and how you can create things. And when you do that, you're either going to find it here in the outliner in the product section, or in the proper spot here in the toolbar. So if it's a wall, it's going to be in the wall. If it's a stair, it's going to be in the stair, and so on. So one way or the other, you should find it, and we're going to make more example. So in this lesson, I want to use Sketchfab, which is a website where we can get a lot of 3D models. But my suggestion is don't go with really heavy models. Look for something, let's say, low poly. So for example, if we want to do a stair, again, let's go back to the stairs and railing topic. Well, yeah, you can do it. Instead of creating yourself like we did in the previous lesson, you can get something here from this website or from similar website. There are different types of licenses and permissions, so make sure you want to check that. And there you'll find like different type of stairs that you can use in your project. And there is also like things that are more accurate, but that's more for rendering. We want something low poly. If you look for these stair railings, you can find these different models, and also there is like a package here that you can download, and this is really an enormous package. You'll find really a lot of different types of railing balusters. You can see the author right there, and the different types: C stairs, spiral stairs, straight stair, L-shaped stair, and railings of any sort. So you click on download. You need to have an account, by the way, in Sketchfab, and I'm usually use the GLB format because it's more well, it's simpler. It contains the textures and everything, and usually it's not heavy. So if you use a big file like this, then you need to delete everything except the thing you need to transform into your model in IFC. But you can also take like each one of these and convert it into an IFC and create like a big library if you want. So any object can become part of a library. Now I'm going to do something with furniture. So I'm going to look for sofa, and again you have so many different possibilities. I'm going to go with something low poly. For example, this sofa right here, they look pretty low poly, but the less polygons they have, the less faces they have, the better they are for the BIM, for the IFC project. Remember, don't use too heavy objects. It's going to get you stuck. So that's for the rendering. But for the rendering, you would use probably Twinmotion on a real engine, or even Blender itself. But it's a completely different story. What we're working here is with BIM, building information modeling. So we're working more with information rather than the beauty and the complexity of the 3D model. We just need kind of a placeholder, kind of a proxy thing to position there. And this, you can see this is fine because this is not heavy and we can definitely use it. So again, we have main format there, FBX, which is the original format, but usually I go with GLB. Now you can make more tries. I'm going to show you GLB because you will always find GLB. And the main format could be 3D Studio, could be SketchUp, could be Maya, whatever, but Sketchfab does this automatic conversion in GLB. So once you understand that, how you can use it, you can take any type of object from the site. So I'm gonna create here a folder. I'm gonna call this furniture library, and that's where I'm gonna store my custom IFC. I can create again a custom library, which is gonna be in IFC format again, or just one single object. You can just create a library with one single object. So in this video, I'm going to just use one object, which is going to be the sofa with 3 seats. But you can do the same thing with all the rest here. So you can see I've downloaded the file. So remember, you need to have an account here. You need to register to Sketchfab in order to download and use the models. And I'm going to go in the new Blender file. I'm going to go to File, Import. I'm going to pick GLTF, GLB right there. And I'm going to select the GLB format that I just downloaded right there. Okay, there are some other options here, but we don't care right now. Let's import, and there you go. Now you can see that this is pretty big because the cube in Blender is 2 meters times 2 meters. So this is probably 10 times or bigger than it should be. And we also have different pieces, but we don't want all the pieces right now. We just want, let's say, this sofa. So I can look for it in the outliner. You can see it's inserted in a series of groups or empty null objects. So we need to kind of detach that from that relation. So first thing we could do is create a copy and move the copy away. So you can select, you can find the things you want, you can select them directly, and then you can do just Control-C, Control-V, copy and paste, or duplicate and move it aside. Okay, you can see that line, the dashed line, represent. Okay, also gonna remove the back because I don't need it. Now that dashed line represents a link, which means parent link. So if I go to the Object tab in Blender, I can find that relation. I can just remove it. And when you remove it, usually something strange happens like this. And this is what I wanted to show you. And I want to show you also how to fix it. So you can see now it's outside any group in any null object. So I can start deleting stuff. You can see that when I delete a null object, something strange happens. So something changes in the rotation, something changes in the scale, something changes in the position of the object. Don't worry. It's just about the information that is stored in the group and not in the object. So I'm just going to remove any group here that remain. And this is, for some reason, perhaps because they were created with who knows